What's up, everybody? Jokes to Kills here, and I'm here with a new episode which you probably don't know about Call of Duty Zombies. And today I'm going to be talking about Tower Babble, which is the Easter egg in transit. And, well, it's kind of... If you looked it up, you'd probably... Before the game came out, you probably noticed that there'll be some links to Tower Babble because it's actually of a biblical story. It's the name of a biblical story, and it's about Babylonians building a tower to God. And God tries to stop them by switching up their languages so they don't understand each other. And since they can't understand each other, they can't work to build a tower to God. So they stopped working on the tower altogether. So it kind of makes sense, Tower Babel. I think it's kind of referring to the big tower you have to go put the obelisk table under. And what you guys probably don't know already, kind of a fun fact that, well, this is kind of a fun fact, like I don't really know for sure, but it kind of makes sense that the tower in transit and the tower in Die Rise are connected to each other because since, you know, you have to build, that's basically where the Easter egg takes place. Like, you have to build the nav card tables near them, and then basically nav card is short for navigation card, and it's basically navigating to the next part. So a lot of people are saying that it's going to end up linking together to something bigger, but I don't know. I think it's more of like a just teleporting. It's like, yeah, it's like basically a Survivor-made teleporter. Like Survivor, like the new Wonder weapons, like the jet gun and liquefier, they're Survivor-made, and basically all the new equipment is Survivor-made. So it kind of makes sense. Here's a fun fact: the Tower of Babel is also a picture from a famous artist named MC Escher, and the painting, the actual painting of Tower of Babel, can be seen in the bar in town. And another one of his famous paintings, the one with the ear, is still in the bar. I don't know the name of it, but I'm gonna look that up, and if anything, I'm gonna put it in an annotation. Anyway, this picture was supposed to be like a practice art, not like really one of his works. He even said like it's like a practice, and he was actually well known for doing time paradoxical kind of paintings. A paradox is like, well, I can't really explain a paradox, like something that can't live. Like, say, I need someone to be alive so I can live. It's kind of hard to explain, but I was actually looking at some of the pictures. Here's the reason: Die Rise is actually based on one of his paintings, also, and the painting that it's based on is the painting called Relativity, which you're gonna see right here. It's basically stairs, like going upside down, left and right, vertical. Just like in Die Rise, the whole, like, if you don't know already, Die Rise is actually a full building, but cut in half and like bending to make it look like it's upside down. And it's kind of weird. You can see it if you look at the high maintenance achievement picture. You can see what I'm talking about. And yeah, it's like even in the description it says this map is just like MC Escher painting. So yeah, that pretty much gives it all away. I was actually looking up some paintings. Maybe this is going to be more of a recurring thing of what the map's going to be, basically based on MC Escher's drawings. So if you guys want to help me out with this, just look up all MC Escher and check up all his drawings on Wikipedia. The paradox thing that I actually was thinking about, I was looking at one of his paintings. I think it's called Drawing Hands, and basically it shows a hand drawing a hand, and the hand he's drawing is also drawing his hand. So it's kind of like a one can't live without the other. The hand is drawing the hand that is also bringing his hand to life. It's kind of weird. And a lot of people are saying, I looked at one of the comments in on a zombie video I was watching, and they're saying the guy said maybe that the teleporters are going to end up bringing the new survivors to the past before before the zombies took over, and when the old survivors were on the moon. So you'd be basically helping, like saying, like the survivors are basically helping the old survivors do the moon Easter egg. Like, when you're doing the moon Easter egg, the new survivors are actually helping you at the same time, but you don't know. It's like one can't survive without the others. And, like, I don't know how it's gonna be, like, there's Richtofen and Maxis. I was thinking that you have to keep doing, like, if you want a good ending, like, it's gonna be a bad ending or a good ending. Like, two different endings. Like, there's gonna be a good ending, depending on how many times you did a Maxis Easter egg. Like, if you did all Maxis Easter eggs, then you automatically get the good ending. Or you do the all these Richtofen's Easter eggs, and you basically get the bad ending. but I noticed most people are doing both endings, both Easter eggs, Richtofen and Maxis, so that might be a little different. So I don't really know what's gonna happen, but still, kind of makes sense in a way. Like they're bringing, like, a lot of people are saying that when they're teleporting to different locations, like from Transit to Die Rise, they're actually going to the future. But people are saying it might be like it takes place in the Transit takes place in the 1960s. 1969, but that was actually false information. I was talking about that last week when I was talking about Transit. You can check up that episode. That's false information. It was just the date and time on the Xbox. Sorry about that. Anyway, like, it might be like the way everything looks, it kind of looks like the 1960s. It's possible they went to the future, but like, seriously, it's kind of confusing. Like, how can it be more like someone, even like, I looked up a video, they were saying how can they build buildings that, like, some of the buildings that are in Die Rise are buildings that are not complete yet. There's the location where Die Rise takes place, I don't know exact the location, but I know it's a real location, and some of the buildings don't exist yet. Like, they're supposed to be built like around 2016, and you notice that some of the zombies are wearing armor from the SDC. I think that's the name of the army from the multiplayer and the campaign, and that's from 2025. So it's kind of confusing. No one really knows what year it takes place. But the idea that the old survivors are being helped by the new survivors, and without the new survivors, the zombies would never take over. It's kind of weird. But maybe something happens. Maybe like in the last, maybe that's what's gonna be the last map's gonna be based off, the drawing hands. So maybe Max's Easter egg is supposed to stop the old survivors from completing the Easter egg on Moon, or maybe, and the Richtofen Easter egg is helping the old survivors complete the Easter egg on Moon. So I don't really know yet. And maybe when you complete, like, maybe you're doing the Richtofen side and you help them complete the Easter egg, and you see the missile hit. Like, when you're done with that Easter egg, you see the missile launch right at the survivors, and you just all die like that. That'd be actually kind of a cool ending, but also kind of a gay ending at the same time. But we'll see what happens. Anyway, that's pretty much the end of this episode. If you want to check out more of this, check back out last week's episode, and I talk about Green Run, aka Transit. And next week, I'm going to most likely be talking about the characters. Maybe talking about what I think, where their backstories take place. Because there's some things I found out about the characters. Some characters know the other characters. But I'll be talking about that next week, next Monday. Sorry about it coming out this late. Wednesday is already. I know it's so late. It's just I had no time to get to the computer this week. I'm sorry. But I'll make sure next week, next Monday, 5 days away. So remember to like and sub. Give me a like, support my channel to sub, and check out all my other zombie videos. I play other zombie games, yada yada yada. And thanks for watching, guys, and see you next week.